joint. Once the end effector has completed its first motion, EV1 will remove a launch lock that will then lead to an additional motion of the end effector. Crew will work together to continue releasing various ERA launch locks, at which point the ERA shoulder limb will be rotated to allow handrails to be installed. As crew verifies safe motion, ERA will be maneuvered to grapple onto Nauka base point 1. Crew translates to the remaining end effector to repeat the process of releasing launch locks. The end effector is moved away from structure slightly to allow access to additional launch locks. Oleg and Denise will translate to provide safe motion calls for the next ERA maneuvers. ERA will grapple its second end effector onto base point 2. The team will then ungrapple from base point 1 and maneuver over to base point 3. Crew will gather their tools and translate Zenith up the Nauka module and Strela boom to the Poisk airlock. There, crew will stow their bags and ingress, ending Russian Spacewalk 53.
And that was a snapshot of the work that lies ahead for Oleg Артемьев and Denис Matveyev today, as they will be outside of the Poisk module and working at the Nauka module, the multi-purpose laboratory module, where the European robotic arm is mounted.
Can you say again, please?
The two cosmonauts, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, are inside the Poisk airlock on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the International Space Station. The station and its 11 crew members are currently flying from southwest to northeast across Australia in an orbit inclined 51.6 degrees to either side of the equator, 260 miles above the planet.
It's a known condition.
All systems are in good shape. The most recent arrival at the International Space Station, the Crew Dragon Freedom, is settling in for the long stay at the International Space Station along with its crew members, Kjell Lindgren, Bob Hines, Jessica Watkins, and Samantha Cristoforetti of the European Space Agency. They docked Freedom to the space-facing port of the Harmony module of the International Space Station some 14 hours ago. 2 hours after docking on Wednesday night, the hatches were open. The 11 crew members greeted one another. And then in the wee hours this morning, at about 1:40 a.m. Central Time, after the two cosmonauts for today's spacewalk, Artemyev and Matveyev, and Sergei Korsakov, woke up from their sleep period to begin spacewalk preparations, the 11 crew members gathered to hear some welcoming remarks by the newly arrived Crew 4 crew members and from International Space Station Commander Tom Marshburn of NASA. For those who might have been asleep at that hour of the morning, let's take a look at a replay of the Crew 4 welcoming remarks from early this morning.
Well, welcome on board the space station. As you can see from all the smiles around, we are very happy to have our new crewmates aboard with us. Congratulations really around the world, but to SpaceX and to NASA for pulling off what is still remains a very dangerous activity of launching human beings into space, but pulled it off just brilliantly. And really dynamic weeks here. We've just said goodbye to our private astronaut mission crewmates. There's a Russian EVA that's going to start here in just a few hours. So we're really happy our Russian crewmates could join us here for this event. And we're ready to go to work and get started. We couldn't be more excited to be all together here on the space station.
Thank you, Tom. And Freedom crew, I wonder if you would be keen to share some of your impressions.
Well, we had an absolutely magnificent ride into low Earth orbit on an F9 booster in the Freedom capsule. It was a really smooth ride, and the G's were pretty amazing.
Bob, I saw you smile about G's. You know about G's? Smile about G's. You know about G's?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing, especially, one of the things we used to say in fighters is, down low, the faster you go faster, the faster you get faster. This was just the opposite. The higher we got, the faster we went, the faster we got faster. And it was just incredible, that ride, especially on the second stage. It was just really eye-watering. It was awesome.
And there's another rookie on board. Samantha. Seasoned astronaut. Go ahead.
Just wanted to add how amazing the ride has been, and also how incredible it's been to get back to space station. It feels so incredibly familiar, and it's been so heartwarming to be welcomed by Crew 3 or by our Soyuz crewmates, and especially Crew 3. Our colleagues have been up with us this last few hours, getting a lot of work done with us as we are getting our space legs. So heartfelt thank you for this wonderful welcome.
Jessica, obviously always keen to hear impressions of first-time flyers.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, the part that was the most awesome of the whole ride was definitely the view. Right as we were coming in for docking, we started to get suits on, and we're starting to prepare, and we had just enough time to take a last-minute look out the window, and we could see the space station kind of off in the distance, but super bright with the solar arrays shining towards us, and the Earth below. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. So we're super excited to be here and to see more of those amazing views.
Any words on what you foresee for the mission ahead?
I'm sorry. Hey, we just wanted to take a quick opportunity here. Every time we get to have new colleagues fly into low Earth orbit, we have a little tradition of awarding them their gold astronaut pins. So we want to take a moment here to award the gold astronaut pins to Farmer and Waddy.
Congratulations.
We've got
from all the centers.
Weeks of... Thanks very much. It's always an important moment to us, and I've got weeks of work ahead of us, and we'll be handing over operations to a very capable Crew 4, and under the leadership of Oleg here eventually, and so we're just really looking forward to the work we're going to be doing together here over the next week. I think we're going to be hitting the ground with a lot of science going on right away as well, so this ought to be a lot of fun.
Well, very good. Thank you all for your time. I know you're very busy up there. I don't know if there's any closing remarks anybody would like to share.
Yes, I think on behalf of all of us, a big thank you to our families. They were, they've been incredibly supporting towards us over the years and the months of training, and also these last weeks leading up to launch. Also, with some unpredictability on our launch date that made it even more challenging, and we always could enjoy their support. And of course, a big thank you to the NASA family, SpaceX, and also from my side, a particular thank you to my colleagues at the European Space Agency who make it possible for us ESA astronauts to fly. And I'm incredibly happy to be here and sharing this experience with my colleague, my ESA colleague, Matthias, as well.
Well, thank you. That concludes the event. Station will now be resuming operational audio communication. Godspeed.
Those were the welcoming remarks in the wee hours this morning by the newly arrived Crew 4 astronauts, Kjell Lindgren, Bob Hines, Jessica Watkins, and Samantha Cristoforetti. The voice you heard off camera was that of spacecraft communicator David St. Jacques of the Canadian Space Agency, who pulled the overnight shift on console here in Mission Control in Houston. This view is of the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov, half a world away, outside of Moscow, where the Russian flight controllers are preparing to handle all of the work associated with the communications and choreography of today's upcoming spacewalk by Oleg Artemyev and Denis Matveev. Back here in Mission Control in Houston, the Orbit 2 team of flight controllers is on console. At this hour, they will be for the remainder of the day and through today's spacewalk. Flight director on console, who is presiding over the activities and overseeing the work not only of the station crew, but working in harmony with her Russian colleagues across the ocean, is Diane Daly on the right side of your screen. To her right, at the top of your screen, is spacecraft communicator Amy Dill. Most of the crew is actually asleep at this hour, particularly the Crew 4 astronauts. They'll basically have an off-duty day today following an extremely long day yesterday that began with their launch in the pre-dawn hours from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, their rendezvous and docking to the International Space Station. Tom Marshburn, the station commander, is up and around. He will be working throughout the course of the day on activities that will include departure preparations for himself and his Crew 3 crewmates, Raja Chari, Kayla Barron, and Matthias Maurer of the European Space Agency, who will be departing the complex next week for their return in their Crew Dragon Endurance for a splashdown off the coast of Florida. They have been aboard the International Space Station since November, in the home stretch now, and beginning their preparations for their homecoming. And as we mentioned a bit earlier, Marshburn next week will be handing over command of the International Space Station to Oleg Artemyev, who will be the station commander for the next several months.
Regulator is in prime O2 tank. Backup pump and fan are on. And the pressure or the push button is prime. In step 9.2, it says that we need to switch the valve to MRM2D press. Okay. What is the suit pressure using Orlan pressure gauge Odessa. 0.09 for both EV.
You're hearing the interpretation of communications between the Russian flight controllers and the two soon-to-be spacewalkers for the day, Oleg Artemyev and Dennis Matveyev, who are inside the Poisk airlock of the International Space Station, again on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the complex. The International Space Station is currently flying over the western Pacific from southwest to northeast, 260 miles above the Earth. Once the depressurization of the airlock is complete, then Artemyev and Matveyev will put their suits on internal battery power for a U.S.-based spacewalk. That normally would mark the start of the elapsed time, start the clock ticking, if you will, on the elapsed time of a spacewalk. But Russian spacewalks are measured from hatch open to hatch close. So as is typically the case, we'll be waiting to hear confirmation of the exact time of the hatch open. The clock will start. Artemyev and Matveyev will make their way outside of Poisk with their tools and tethers, basically collecting all of the equipment they will need throughout the course of the day to release a variety of different launch locks that have held the European robotic arm in its so-called launch configuration. By the end of today's spacewalk, if all goes as planned, the arm, 37-foot-long robotic arm, will wind up in its stowed or hibernation configuration with its end effectors grappled to two of the three base points, essentially grapple fixtures on the outside of the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module, awaiting further work in upcoming spacewalks to continue its outfitting before it is ready to begin moving a radiator that is stowed on the Nauka module to its installation position for heat dissipation of that module, and to install an airlock on the outside of Nauka, which will be the prime starting spot for future Russian-based spacewalks at the International Space Station.
Copy. We'll wait.
That will give the Russian side two different airlocks from which to conduct spacewalks, although Nauka will be the prime starting point for future spacewalks once that airlock is up and running in the months ahead.
Так, все. Счетчик по нулям.
Да, у второго тоже.
And we are at 0 on that free breeze clock. Copy.
Artemyev and Matveyev watching the Poisk airlock and its depressurization. That'll bring it down to vacuum a short time from now. And again, once that occurs, the two cosmonauts will make final checks to their suits and systems, voice communications with the Russian flight controllers there in Korolyov that you're looking from this balcony camera view. before the green light is given by the Russian flight control team for them to open up the hatch to the Poisk airlock. We're about 7 minutes away from flying into an orbital sunrise over the Pacific Ocean that will provide us with our excellent views from a variety of different cameras on the outside of the International Outpost.
DC PEV valve. KSDSO is open, and we're watching the pressure dropping. Copy. Please report on pressure inside the compartment and in your suits. 620 and 0.28 for suit pressure on both EV crew members. Copy. 480 in MRM2, 0.35 for EV1, 0.36 for EV2. 450 in the compartment, 0.38 for both EV crew members. 430 millimeters mercury inside MRM2, 0.38 and 0.39 suit pressure for EV1 and EV2 respectively. 390 in MRM2, 0.38 in Orlan of EV1 and EV2. Copy. As soon as you get to 350, you can open pressure relief valve 2. Copy. 360, opening KSD2. KSD2 is open. 330 millimeters mercury in MRM2. Copy. 0.38 in both Orlan suits. Copy. 300 millimeters mercury in MRM2, 0.38 in both Orlans. How much time do we still have on the clock for injector to continue operating? 2.5 minutes for both AV crew members. 0.38 in EV1 and EV2 Orlans. Two 0 in the module, pressure in the suit 038. Copy. The counter on the right side, when it reads 0, then you can move the injector position to off. Copy. 1 minute 40 seconds on the counter. The same reading for me. 180 in the module and the 038 in the spacesuit. Copy. One 150 in the module. And the 038 in the spacesuit. Copy. One 130 in the compartment. 038 reading in the spacesuit. 038 for me as well. Copy. All is now of each. Until you can move to, when you get 20 millimeters, then you need to move to BSS open EVA injector 2 seconds, turning off. You can check that the valves are off, verify that the valves are secured in the off position. Did you get the message that says to open EVA? We're waiting for the message. We passed the 100 millimeter threshold, sounds good. And the next one, when you need to move VSSO to open EVA when you reach the reading. Okay, copy. We got the message. Copy. Pressure, 75 millimeters. So now it feels warm. It feels good. Pressure in the compartment is 660. 037 in the spacesuit. 037 here as well. Copy. Sounds good. Fifty in the compartment. Copy.
And Huntsville Station on 2. Believe we talked about this a little bit night, but just wanted to give the heads up that we plan to start working the visual path slide timeline event in about 15-20 minutes of that work. So starting with that Dragon C4 lock orbital.
Да, пошел сигнал. Приготовление 20.
The signal is enunciated 20, but it says to open EVA. 35 is the pressure in the compartment, waiting for BSS message when you get 20 as a reading in the compartment. And then you can switch BSS to open EVA.
This is Mission Control Houston. Now that the complex has moved into an orbital sunrise over the Pacific, a good view of the Poisk module on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the international outpost. In that airlock, Oleg Artemyev and Dennis Matveyev continue their pre-spacewalk preparations, continuing the depressurization of the airlock down to vacuum.
25. Copy. We have 20, so we can open O2 open EVA. Yes, I confirm. And then keep going until 12 millimeters. When you get 12 millimeter reading, then you will be closing cause the 2 and then cause the SAW as well. Fifteen 15 is the reading in the compartment. Copy. And what is the pressure in the spacesuit 037? And 037 from you as well? Sounds good. We have 12 closing because the 2 is closed, and because the SAW is closed, and we're going to start the leak check. Okay, watch the manual pressure gauge and make sure that the arrow is not, you're not seeing double on the arrow. For manual pressure gauge is 510, 510. Actually 509.5. So check on that particular scale. Inaudible. There are no notches here. So it's about 9.5.
While Artemyev and Matveyev continue their pre-spacewalk preparations, continuing the depressurization of the Poisk airlock, this is a good view of the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module that is at the bottom of your screen. The bulbous module that's in the middle of your screen is the Prishal node module, which is a 6-port docking port, if you will, for multiple Russian vehicles to arrive at the International Space Station at. It flew to the space station this past November, linking itself up to the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module that launched in July of last year. At the very top of your screen is the Soyuz MS-21 spacecraft that brought Oleg Artemyev, Denis Matveyev, and Sergei Korsakov to the station last month. It is docked to Prishal and will remain there until September. One of the tasks near the end of today's spacewalk, assuming time permits, will have Artemyev and Matveyev conduct an inspection of the Core's automated rendezvous antenna that is on the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module. That's the small appendage that you see just about in the middle of your screen, just underneath Prishal, which is the bulbous module to which the Soyuz is docked to. That Core's automated rendezvous antenna is only partially deployed. And back in March 18th to be exact, when the Soyuz was moving in for an automated docking to Prishal, Artemyev had to take over manual control of the flying of that Soyuz because of a slight miscompare of data that he had expected to receive from the Core's automated rendezvous antenna. Since it is not fully deployed, They want the two cosmonauts during today's spacewalk, once they complete the robotic arm work outside, which is the main focus of attention today, to see whether or not there's any thermal insulation or any other debris that may be jamming that antenna from its full deployment position. If in fact it is, the Russian control team in Korolyov that you see here in this balcony camera view will send commands to retract the antenna and then redeploy it in the hopes of getting it to its fully deployed position.
So next step is going to be switching to standalone power. Oleg, 5 minutes of monitoring have elapsed. So current pressure is 10 1/4 of a notch. Inaudible. How copy? 1, 2, 3, com check. How copy? Could you repeat your last? Did you say 10? Yes. 10 1/4 of a notch. Okay, copy. Sounds good. Oh, let's prepare procedure 7, step 11. So check the warm cold setting. Start working to switch to standalone power. Okay, sounds good.
The Russian flight controllers telling Artemyev and Matveyev to do a few additional checks on their Orlan spacesuits before they put their suits on internal battery power for the remainder of the day. This is the final activity prior to getting the green light for the opening of the hatch to the Poisk airlock.
And then 15 seconds, we're going to activate it. Should we start? Yes, you can go ahead and operate. Prime pump, prime fan, and prime transmission. Power switch to standalone position. Turn on the backup
pressure fan and pump and prime transmitter. Switch to standalone power. AV2 standalone power speaking simultaneously. So you have the prime transmitters? Yes. Voltage 3.1.4, 3.1.4, EV1, 3.0.3, EV2 voltage. Okay, move on, go on. MRM2, turn off PO. Copy. PO mode turn off. It is off. EV1 and 2 are off. Our tether is demated. The tether is demated. Electrical umbilicals and cover the electrical connectors on the spacesuit with MLI. Could you please confirm EV1, EV inaudible? I would confirm. Yes, I turned it off. We're closing the covers. Copy. Yes, I got confused here. Hold on a second. I'm going to put away the connector. I see go pro, it goes through the bottom where the tool caddy is. Where is it? Do you see it? Yes, I see it. Could you grab it? Okay, got it. You can close it. Electrical umbilical. What next? Close both electrical connectors. Okay, we close the valves. Okay, then demate the umbilicals from the spacesuit. Okay, got it. So we're demating the umbilicals. The counter on the left side of your display should go to 0.
This is Mission Control Houston. We have confirmation that the two cosmonauts now have their Orlan spacesuits on autonomous power, internal battery power, if you will, and are in the process of disconnecting umbilicals in the Poisk airlock. This is the final step prior to the two crew members getting the go-ahead to open up the hatch to Poisk that will mark the official start of today's spacewalk, the 250th spacewalk in support of space station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades.
Got it. O2 closed. Okay. And the manual pressure and the current pressure reading in the SCA 030 for me. Denise, could you repeat your reading? 036. Copy. Could you tell us the prime O2 tank reading? 403.89 for EV2. And now close Orca with the MLI flaps. Okay, copy. Demated. And MOI is closing the connector. We need to install the GoPro.
Может быть, Денис может помочь закрыть.
Okay. You can close it with the ORCA valve. What close what?
Хорошо. Ну что, ребят, я вас отдаю дальше.
Okay, I am going to hand you over to the EVA specialist. Have a good day of work, and we're going to talk to you during repress. Okay, Dmitry, thank you very much. We'll be looking forward to talking to you next time. And we're going to rotate. Are we going to go into which hatch? There are a lot of hatches here. We need to make sure we secure ourselves. Denise, Oleg, good afternoon. Hello, Sergey. Hello. A long time no hear. Oleg, Dennis, we're waiting till you give us the. We're waiting for the command to open the EV hatch. Okay, copy. We're positioning ourselves in the compartment. Oleg, Dennis. We have a go to open the oval open. Go ahead. And do we understand that you have the equipment and tools secured and the spacesuit secured? Yes, Denise, are you secured? Yes, secured. Everything is secured. So the pressure in MRAM is 15 millimeters. Yes, MRAM pressure is 15 millimeters. Okay, let us take another look just to make sure. The pressure is 11 millimeters. Copy. Just to check. So move the handle to open EV hatch in the operational position. Move into operational position. So the tab is in the operational position. The handle is in operational position. Copy. Monitor the 4 screws of emergency closure to a hard stop. To a hard stop. Yes, I see it. I see it. All 4 to a hard stop, and the locks are facing each other. Yes, they're in the same plane. We're ready. Set the handle to open the EV hatch into the drive and move the key and move the wrench to a hard stop and watch that the rollers come out of the guide grooves. Yes, we heard 2 clicks. The rollers came out of the guide rails. Copy. I am ready to use the pusher. Yes, to a hard stop. Wait to wait it open. Hold on a second. Okay, this way into this direction. Turn around.
Okay. All right, so I'm now using the pusher. Yes, I'm holding it. So push it to the hard stop. Yes, and I'm holding it. Okay, so have a look whether it is going down or not. It is going down.
Миллиметров 4.
5 millimeters, 4, 3. The pressure is decreasing. Now it is 2, I think. Now open it. All right, let me try. Use the pusher. Use the pusher here. Yes, now we have the reading of 2 millimeters. Okay, so to the hard stop. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, is it moving? Yes. Okay, the hatch is open. Copy. Okay. Now take the fixed length safety tether hook, and secure it on the panel. Yes, that's what we are doing. Copy. Okay, so the tether is secured on the panel. Yes. Everything is correct. Great. Now please install protective ring. Okay. So retrieve the protective ring from its storage location. We have already done that. All right. The ring is open. And please monitor the position of the switch behind the lock. Yes, we are monitoring carefully. Yes, I think that's good. Yes. Yeah. The ring is installed. Great news. Now we're checking the safety tether. Yes, I am secured with one hook here inside. Dennis and Oleg, so the locks are in their respective locations, yes, the protective ring is installed. Copy. Now please check that it is secure. Yeah, it is secure. Are you ready, guys? Yes, we are.
Денис, приступать к выходу.
Okay, so you can start egressing. Yes, I rectified your hook, so it is next to your hand. All right.
This is Mission Control Houston. The hatch is open on the Poisk airlock on the International Space Station's Russian segment of the International Complex. The hatch open official time, 9:58 a.m. Central Time, 10:58 a.m. Eastern Time, beginning the 250th spacewalk in support of station assembly maintenance and upgrades, the 5th for Oleg Artemyev and the 2nd for Denis Matveyev.
Inaudible.
Олег,
please.
Again, the official start time for today's spacewalk, 9:58 a.m. Central Time, 10:58 a.m. Eastern Time. This is expected to last up to 7 hours or so, as the two cosmonauts will be working at the Nauka multi-purpose laboratory module right at the European robotic arm, releasing a variety of different launch locks and observing as the testing of the elbow joint, the wrist joints on the two limbs of the arm, and the two end effectors are put through their paces. The first walk-off of the arm, a double walk-off, is expected later in the spacewalk, commanded by Sergei Korsakov, the intravehicular crew member, who is operating from a control panel post inside the Zvezda service module.
Here you go. Okay, actually it is, I can see the light of day outside. Okay, let me move here. Dennis, how do you copy me? I copy you loud and clear. Copy.
Oleg Artemyev wearing the suit with the red stripes. You're seeing Denis Matveyev first out of the airlock wearing the suit with the blue stripes, as was the case back on April 18th for the first of their spacewalks in support of European robotic arm outfitting. Artemyev is EV1, or extravehicular crew member number 1. He will have a helmet camera that will be turned on a short time from now with the number 16 that you'll be seeing in the lower right-hand corner of the image that will be produced from that helmet camera. Matveyev is EV2, wearing the suit with the blue stripes. His helmet camera is number 20.
EV2 sublimator is on. Now I am ready for you to work with the kits. Okay. So this is KPU tool carrier. Yes, that's correct. This is KPU tool carrier. So yes, it should go first, and it should be secured on your...
The cosmonauts are passing tool bags out of the Poisk airlock to one another. They will carry all of their tools and equipment down the Strela boom. That's the boom that you see buttressed up against the side of the Poisk module. The Strela boom, Strela being the Russian word for arrow, is the path of translation for the two cosmonauts as they move from Poisk down to Nauka, which will be their work site for the course of the day's activities.
All right, I'm securing it. Have you done that? Yes. And you secured it on yourself. Yes, I can see that. All right, now here is my gift to you, Dennis. It is done. It is done. Okay, now I have something else, some other objects to give to you. Stand by one. So the tethers have crisscrossed here. Stand by one. Now you can pull it. Stand by one, I have to secure it first. So you have already given him the crew log bag. Yes, that's correct. Have you secured it, Dennis? Yes, I have. So, okay, now take the other one. Stand by one. Just a second. Stand by one. Okay, I have secured it. Yeah, this is good. Now we can both take a breath of fresh air. We both are outside.
Олег, Денис, можно включать АСТР.
Олег, Dennis, you can activate your thermal control system, ASTR. Please check the position of the switch, of the control handle switch. I am on 3 on ASTR system. Now, temperature control panel on the PGPO panel should be on 0. EV2 has it on 0, and EV1 has it on...
The two cosmonauts are outside of the Poisk airlock at the moment, regulating the temperature in their Orlan spacesuits and collecting all of the bags of equipment and associated tools before they make their way down the Strela boom that you see up against the Poisk module, down to Nauka, the multi-purpose laboratory module, where the European robotic arm is mounted, and which will see its launch locks and other restraints and thermal blankets removed during the course of today's spacewalk, permitting the arm to make its first movements away from its grapple points, or base points, as they are called. They're mounting fixtures on Nauka.
So, are you outside? Yes, outside, and we are retrieving all the bags. Stand by one. Unintelligible. Dennis, this is ERA 3 tool. Can you see that? Let me see. Yes, I can see that. Okay, give it to me. I'm ready to receive ERA 3-2. So Dennis asked me to help him. Okay, now I checked everything. Everything, all units are in their places. Copy. Олег, you are ready to egress? Yes, one of my hooks is already outside, and the second hook also outside. Both hooks are outside, and I'm ready to fully egress now. Олег, we give you a go to egress from the hatch. And Олег, could you please secure the crew lock bag on your spacesuit? Okay, I am moving towards Oleg. This is Dennis. All right, so we are securing on ourselves this tether. It is secured. And the safety tether with the rail on the swing arm, correct? Yes, that's right. Yeah, I think it's a beautiful configuration that we've got here. Okay, Sergey, do you give us a go to translate? Yes, Oleg? And ERA 3-2 is in its place. Yes, we each of us has this tool. Okay, now please translate. Okay, in work. We are translating to the Strela boom. So we are not yet activating the Heka camera. No, not yet. Stand by for the command to switch it on. And what about the regular camera? Also, please stand by for that. Okay, copy. You know, we can see you really very clearly via the ISS cameras, right? Sounds good. So one of my hooks is on the ring already, on the translation ring.
This is Mission Control Houston, just about 17 minutes into today's spacewalk that began with the opening of the Poisk airlock hatch at 9:58 a.m. Central Time, 10:58 a.m. Eastern Time. The two cosmonauts, Oleg Артемьев in the foreground wearing the suit with the red stripes, and Denис Matveyev wearing the suit with the blue stripes, are making their way to the Strela boom that you see Артемьев at the moment. They will one by one make their way down the Strela boom, which is a telescoping boom used for translation of equipment and spacewalkers outside of the Russian segment of the complex. They will reposition themselves at the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module a short time from now, set up all of their gear, and begin the work to remove launch locks on the grapple mechanisms, the roll and wrist joints, and the elbow joint of the 37-foot-long European robotic arm that is mounted on the side of Nauka.
Have already moved over there. Yes, you can hold the handrail. Stand by. Give it to me. Unintelligible. I will secure your tether here. So this is the second one. Stand by one, Dennis. Now I have secured it. Now you can give me the tool carrier, КПУ. Stand by one. Dennis, okay, now I'm holding it. So I got snagged on something here. So we don't want our tethers crisscrossed. Stand by one. Now, so the second red is ready. Okay, give me the second red tether. Stand by one. Right now, I have secured it. So you are also now secured to the translation ring. Congratulations, Dennis. Now we will have to demate the tethers. Okay, Oleg and Dennis, could you switch on your cameras if it is fine with you? Yes, of course. Stand by one. Yes, your LED is on. No, what about lights? No, no lights are necessary as yet. Okay, should I switch on my light here? So one camera is on, and the second camera is in the process of activating. Unintelligible. There is a button here. It is already raised. 1, 2. Okay, so have you activated the one here? So 2 LEDs are illuminated? Yes, that's correct. That's it, Sergey. The cameras are activated, and we have LEDs on. So are you receiving the image from the cameras? Not yet. Now, demate the tethers, and you will give your go to translate on the boom. Right, we have disconnected the tethers. Do you copy me loud and clear? Yes. We have already started to move. So this is the ring here. And let's roll. Well, when you move along the boom, could you please make sure that you are not snagging at anything and you are not touching any surfaces around you? All right, let's roll. Unintelligible. So who is the main person controlling the lift, the elevator? Well, both of us are controlling it. Okay, copy that. Well, I heard somewhere, Dennis, that it will be automatic very soon. You know, just secure yourself to it, and it will move automatically. That's the future. All right, so we are at the top of MLM currently. Copy.
And a quick trip from Poisk to the Nauka Multipurpose Laboratory Module, where the two cosmonauts will begin to set up shop, ready for a full day's work in further activating the European robotic arm that launched on the Nauka module back in July of last year, and which today, if all goes as planned, will take its first baby steps away from its mounting fixtures on the Multipurpose Laboratory Module.
You can work with the short one here. Everything is fine so far. We'll do everything so that not to entangle ourselves in tethers. So I will move a little bit farther from here. You know, I never liked this handrail. How are you feeling, guys? You know, it is actually better and better. Good. All right, now give me your hook, Dennis. I will secure it a little bit farther. All right. Okay, I have done it. It is secure. Now, give me your suitcase. Where is your suitcase? You know, there is no rush. So, you know, you don't have to be in a hurry. You are actually following closely the timeline, so don't worry about that. Well, it doesn't sound very convincing, Sergey. Are you holding it? Yes, I'm holding it. You know, actually, the worry and we were born in very different spheres, very different places. So we do not worry usually. Oleg, Denise, we are watching your translation. So you secured everything? Yes, that's correct. Of course. So we are at the handrail 4103. Sounds good. The next one is 04. No, actually 4105. We are moving with gigantic steps. Okay.
(4107)
4107. 4106 now. Can you see Earth clearly? Yes. Let me show you. Denise, if you have a chance, could you please reboot, reload your camera? Yes, I've deactivated it and reactivated it again. So cycle that. Okay, copy. I have reached 4108 handrail.
This is Mission Control Houston, 28 minutes into today's spacewalk. Oleg Artemiev and the Red Stripes. At the top of your screen near one of the solar arrays of the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module, just below him, Denis Matveyev, as they are setting up all of their tools at the work site at which they'll be conducting all of their activities throughout the day in the activation and unlimbering of the European robotic arm.
So there is a gap here.
If you look at those circular mechanisms next to the solar arrays themselves, those are the base points, or grapple points, if you will, to which the European robotic arm will be attaching itself during a double walk-off after all of their launch locks are removed and the wrist, elbow, and end effector joints are exercised for the first time.
Utterly unintelligible. All right, let me help you to get over the gap. Dennis, the antenna is next to you. Okay, Dennis, hold on the handrail. Now, give me the other one.
And we're in a handover between satellites on our tracking and data relay satellite system. We'll regain our downlink view of the two cosmonauts outside of the station and communications with the crew momentarily. The International Space Station flying 260 miles over the western Indian Ocean, about to begin a track from southwest and northeast.
Visited this location before. Unintelligible. Okay, finally. Okay, so this is a very useful bag that we have with us.
Ну что, я дошел там, где мы должны друг с другом расстаться.
So I guess it's time for us to go our separate ways. Well, yes, one goes to the right, the other one to the left. If I go to the left, I'll find end effector 1. And turning right, you'll find end effector 2.
Так, Денис, давайте сюда. Давайте перекреплю.
Yes, let me reattach this for you.
And a good view of the cosmonauts at the top of Nauka, and at the very top of your screen, the Prичал node module. That is the 6-port module to which Russian visiting vehicles will be arriving and linking themselves to in the future. Just out of the field of view at the top of Prичал is the Soyuz MS-21 spacecraft that brought Artemiev, Matveyev, and Sergei Korsakov to the station back on March 18th.
And also, when you can, try to reboot the camera because we aren't getting the video. Stand by. The mirror. It is illuminated. Not illuminated. Okay, now it is illuminated.
Так, ну что, я израсходую полотенце одно, да?
So I guess I'm gonna use one towel for that. Yes, you can go ahead and use one towel. And what should I do with it then? You can wrap it around your handrail for 336, but we're going to have to carry it all the way there first. Or you can jettison the towel. Copy.
Так, против вектора.
Make sure that you monitor the jettison direction. So when you say direction, do you mean towards the horizon? Towards the horizon, yes. Okay. Okay, copy that. Unintelligible. Okay, I'm in the correct position now. I'm going to go and get the towel. Brand new. Well, let's switch to circular handrails. And we're coming up on an LOS? Okay. So if I understand it correctly, you are at circular handrails, right? Correct. This is Dennis, I confirm. Well, part of handrail 4562 has been cleaned, switching to 4563 now. Wow, it's really dirty. Have you been able to...
Flying over the southern Indian Ocean, we momentarily lost the view from the helmet cameras from the two cosmonauts. We should be regaining that shortly. In the first 35 minutes of today's spacewalk, that is expected to last around 7 hours, Артемьев and Matveyev are at their work site at the Nauka Multipurpose Laboratory Module, preparing for the first work of the day. That will be the removal of a thermal cover from one of the two end effectors, basically the hand, if you will, of the European robotic arm, very much like the Canadian-built Canadarm2. The European robotic arm has two end effectors, two hands, if you will, that also have the effect of being able to grapple onto objects as well as base points, mounting points, to which it will walk off and affix itself at various locations on the Nauka Multipurpose Laboratory Module. The crew will be spending a lot of time, and you'll be hearing a lot of conversation about the removal of launch locks that held the robotic arm securely in place on the Nauka Multipurpose Laboratory Module during its launch and trip to the International Space Station back in July. Well, the time has come to unfurl this arm and continue its outfitting in advance of its use to move people and payloads around the Russian segment of the International Space Station.
Rail 336. Copy that. I will put it in work. I'm going to have to move around here. So the handrail is clean. And we can use it.
Денис, видео.
Oleg, Dennis. We aren't getting the video from your cameras. We aren't getting the video from your cameras now. Please reboot Эрказ.
У Хеки проверить, что светодиод горит. И у Дениса, и у Олега.
And make sure that all the LEDs on Hacker cameras are illuminated.
Так, у меня горит зеленый светодиод. Это Хека.
So, I see that LEDs on my camera are illuminated.
А второй тоже перезапустить?
Should I reboot the other one too?
Второго Хека горит зеленый.
This is EV2. Hacker LED is illuminated in green.
Сверху перезапустите.
And please reboot your ERCA cameras. All right, that's done. I've rebooted the second camera. This is EV1 and EV2. It's in work. Oh, Heka. It sounds like a Korean dish or something. Heka. I have reached handrail 4566. This is EV2. I have rebooted the ERCA camera. Oleg, Denis, copy all. So I reached my kit because that I left here last time. And Oleg, make sure that you secure it first, and then you'll start removing the handrails. Yes, of course, I will secure it. And is it supposed to be hanging behind me? Will it work for you? Will it be convenient for you? Not sure. We'll see. We'll come up with something. I'm losing, I guess, in that case, one of the hooks if I do that, but that's fine. As you wish.
Застраховали. Поправили.
Денис, подскажи, пожалуйста,
двигатель
НДДК уже дошел?
Я уже перешел их.
Dennis, did you reach NDDK thruster area? Yes. Did you see any contamination there? I did not notice anything. The light handrails don't have any contamination on them, and then and as far as the other ones go, I checked them out with the flashlights.
Хорошо, Денис, тогда переходи на поручень. Скажешь, ну вот блики, так скажем, они все матовые.
I didn't notice anything, and
Тогда переходи на поручень 4551.
Okay, go ahead and move towards handrail 4551. Copy 4551. I have removed the light cover near the handrail.
Бека, на что ты застраховал вот этот чехол ИСКИ, который был на поручне 46?
And the MLI cover that was installed on the handrail, where is it secured now? I used the large red for it, but maybe it would be better to use small hook for it.
Наверное, лучше застрахую его за маленький.
I guess I'm going to use small one to secure it.
Для транспортировки нельзя страховать эту укладку, нужно...
No, Oleg, you should not use racks to secure the skid for translation.
Карабин и крылок бэка и вот эту укладку. Можно так сделать?
Inaudible. Can you do that? All right.
Ну, конечно.
Okay. Okay, I will do whatever you say if you go with it. Oleg, how do you read me? Oleg, Denis. This is Denis. I read you loud and clear. Okay, I need to secure it to make sure that everything is very well attached and secured. Are you going to jettison it? No. No, I did not receive any instructions to do that. We can jettison the towel only. Okay. If you had a towel, then you jettison it. I guess I'll give one to you, but it's still clean. Well, you see, life happens. Yes, I can see Oleg on ERA. Copy. Then you can start MLI removal. Oh, I have a lot of things here with me. So while you're positioning yourselves, Oleg, you will have to remove the launch locks, and Dennis, you will have to remove the roll joint lock. Oleg, you'll be at handrail 4566, and then you'll have to reach inaudible. Wow, it's Snow White.
This is Mission Control Houston, 45 minutes into today's spacewalk by Oleg Artemyev and Denis Matveev. The two cosmonauts are in the process of beginning work to remove a thermal cover from one of the two end effectors or hands on the 37-foot-long European robotic arm that is still folded and mounted on the side of the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module. They are also going to begin work momentarily on the removal of the first of a number of launch locks on the arm. This first launch lock to be removed is at the end effector grapple mechanism.
Wire tie, a good one and new, so we're trying to wrap it around.
This is a good graphic showing how the arm is positioned in its mounted configuration. Where the launch locks are based, the base point, or essentially the grapple fixture point to which the arm will ultimately affix itself to, is going to be tested later in today's spacewalk. A double walk-off, if you will, of each of the two end effectors is planned to place the arm in the configuration desired by European Space Agency robotic officials in concert with the Russian flight control team in Korolyov at the end of today's spacewalk. The next spacewalk in the series that will result in the ultimate outfitting and activation and beginning of the work of the European robotic arm, the next in the series of spacewalks by Artemyev and Matveev is scheduled about a month from now.
I'm typing the first one. Well, Oleg, your hands are very strong. No, you're still too far away. I can't reach you. Well, I loosened that. Well, I guess it's a different type of fabric. It's not the MLI fabric. The reflectors are so beautiful.
And a good view of the work from Oleg Artemyev's helmet camera. You see the number 16 in the lower right-hand corner. Denis Matveev's helmet camera, which is also now up and running, carries the number 20 in the lower right-hand corner when we do have good views of the work that Matveev is conducting. This is the fifth spacewalk in Artemyev's career, the second for Matveev. The 250th spacewalk, 250 spacewalks now in support of space station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades.
Wow, look at that. I guess they forgot to attach the straps here on my side. Oleg is unintelligible.
Слушай, посмотри, может быть, ты уже наблюдаешь
Can you see the launch locks? Can you see the grapple fixture launch locks from here? Let me check. I think it should be further along. I don't think that I can see it at this point. It's coming up later. Okay, we'll wait for it. We'll take a break then and move on. Yes, guys, if you're tired, please make sure that you take a break. We're not that tired yet, but I guess we're going to have to turn over the amyloid mat. It's a large piece here. Well, removal of amyloid covers is not an easy task. So I suggest, I guess, install it, because otherwise it's going to get tangled up. Oleg, are you talking about crew log bag now? Yes, because it's just hanging here. So, yes, indeed, there are many things that can come up, and if there's a contingency, then you have to be there for a long time. Okay, what was that? So make sure you do not rush. Move slowly. No need to rush. And the wire ties that are on the mat, they will help you to remove the covers. I guess it works only when, and it's the same thing from the other side as well. Dennis, how is it going? I reached the end effector, and I loosen the strap now. Denise, can you see the roll joint locks? Yes, I saw it, and I guess it's behind me now. I will try to show you it on the video. Well, the video stream is intermittent now, so make sure that you comment on what you are doing. This is Oleg, and I reached the area where it says grapple, and remove grapple between the handrails. Is it the area I'm looking for? Era 3 tool. This is no. Okay. Can you see the video now? Dennis, if I understand it correctly, you are near the roll joint lock, correct? Yes, that's what I'm saying now. Inaudible. Also, I can film in this area if you'd like. But there is glare here in the electronics. And Oleg, how are you doing? What about the tool? Have you been able to do what you need to do? Yes, it went in very well. Oleg, your camera is facing the sun reflector. Could you please move to the left, slightly to the left? Left, you said yes. Like this? Yes, and now the tool should go there. And Oleg, please make sure that the pin is
flying just east of the Indonesian island chain, continuing to receive helmet camera views from the two cosmonauts as they work outside in the early stage of today's spacewalk, releasing launch locks and removing a thermal blanket from the European robotic arm. This blanket will be jettisoned later on in today's spacewalk. The launch locks that are being removed are on the end of each of the limbs of the European robotic arm, the end effectors, if you will. Those launch locks to be removed to allow the two end effectors to move away from grapple mechanisms on the base points, if you will, of the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module that held them in place, affixed during the launch phase of the arm on the Nauka module back in July of last year.
So today you won't have to do that. This is where we're going to install some other things later, but that's not for today. Can you take photographs? So the black mark should be fully in there, should be fully in and flush. Yes, it should be. Alright, that's it for the ERA tool. Throw it away, and please make sure that you take photographs. So this detent should be coming out. Yes, that's fine. It should be coming out slightly. But the main thing is that it is fully in and down. Okay. Yes, I see. So insert ERA 3 tool into the opening, and can you see a small detent there? Yes, it's very small, about 1 centimeter. So I guess I fully depressed them. Yes, it is flushed now. And it protrudes by about less than a millimeter now. Can you take a photograph? Stand by. Or have you taken photographs already? No, I didn't have time for it. Okay. Well, I was talking to Denise. I apologize. Go ahead and just continue. To take photographs, I'm going to have to retrieve the camera.
Включить его. И начать фотографировать.
And start taking photographs. No rush there.
Еще подсветить надо.
And I'm gonna have to power it on first.
Сразу ракурс. Так, сколько снимков сделать?
How many shots do you want? A couple hundred? Couple hundred? Yeah, that will work. Okay. Just take a couple of shots and throw the camera away. Okay.
Экономить модулям.
Inaudible.
Выключайся.
You turn it off?
О, у меня голосовое управление.
Камера тебя слышит?
Да. Так.
Can Dennis hear you? Yes.
Это мы расфиксировали.
So we have removed the locks here. So what's next? So you reached the FBT base point, correct? Yes. So now you should translate towards the handrails that are near the GA. So that would be up. And also your next step would be the roll joint locks. Oleg, and make sure that you are secured by one handrail. Why just one? 4 or 5 inaudible roll lock. Check out. So this is Oleg. My handrail is 4566. Correct. So it would be on the other side of Ira, correct? Well, actually, you're going to transition through handrail 4572 now. Okay. Can I use Ira handrail? What was that? Yes, you are go to use Ira handrail. So I can secure myself on that handrail? Yes, you go.
Just over an hour into today's spacewalk, Artemyev and Matveyev are continuing to work to remove a thermal cover from one of the two end effectors on the 37-foot-long European robotic arm that is folded in its launch configuration on the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module. They soon will begin the work to remove launch locks from the grapple mechanisms for both end effectors. This, along with the removal of launch locks during the course of today's spacewalk from the elbow joint of the arm, the wrist joints,
Yes, I'm already translating toward all of
and other areas holding the arm in place in its launch configuration on the multipurpose laboratory module will lead later in the spacewalk to the first motion of the arm away from its mounting points on Nauka.
Well, I'm going to need a knife here. Inaudible. So we're taking a knife. So did you untie it, or are you cutting the straps? I managed to untie it. Okay, copy. Okay. Inaudible. Inaudible, instructor. That is true. Are you tired, Oleg and Dennis? No? No. We're not tired. We're still getting a break. Okay, get a break. We do not have a video yet. Are you in the MRM2? Near MRM2? Well, where are we? Are you in the area of the checkout? Yes. How are you managing this particular cloth that we took along? It is not letting me do anything. Well, there we go. Well, in order to push it away, I need to first gather it up. You need to make sure you're moving slowly and very thoroughly. No rush. Okay. I will have to do it again. I'll have to use the knife again. Is this to be used as well? Okay. Two more ties. I cut 2 more ties. No rush. You have time available. Oleg, did you tug on the cover on the camera? Did you try securing it there? Could you repeat your last secure to what? Right now on the camera, this cover, this hood-shaped cover. Are you talking about this?
And an orbital sunrise over the Pacific Ocean finds the two cosmonauts, Artemyev and Matveyev, working to remove the thermal cover, the multi-layer insulation, or MLI as it is called by its acronym.
The one on top? Yes.
From one of the end effectors on the European robotic arm that is mounted on the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module.
Okay. And what do you want us to do with it? Did you try to secure it to Velcro? Do you want me to remove it, or what do you want me to do with it? Can it be secured to Velcro so that you secure it to it? Well, on this side, it's on Velcro, and also there are plastic clamps, so it is secured and it's not going to go anywhere. I said there's no Velcro on the other side. On the other side, it's loose. There's nothing to secure it to on the other side. It has Velcro, but there is no response. Side, there's no response part that would be used to secure it to. Okay, I found SKM connector. Inaudible. Well, I'm right now watching. Here is a TRM Flex. Oleg, Dennis, we had a short comm dropout. Go ahead. Yes, we're able to copy you. Are you able to hear me? Yes, I'm able to hear you as well. I'm not able to hear the mission control on Moscow. Here is where we need to monitor KRM Flex, and it should be flush. Well, all I see is an opening, nothing in there. In TRM, you need to release it. So you need to also sync that rod. Okay. TRM, when it starts moving. So right now you need to work on the interface of the particular rotary joint control. So are you talking about the golden ring where it's secure? It should be next to it, and the label should read That should say roll. Okay, so you're talking about pull here, yes, and it should be flush, and that's where the drive is. Okay, yes, okay, got it. Yes, in my case, it's here and it's flush. Okay, copy, Oleg, thank you. It says roll and 1.5 Newton meter. Okay, that is correct. And also it should be flush with the body, with the frame. Yes, confirm. That's great. So we can move on. Oh, Dennis, are you still cutting the remaining straps? Could you repeat your last? Well, we're near the shoulder joints of the ear arm, and we're about here together. So you still have some strap cutting to do? Well, there's only one left, and maybe we can avoid cutting it. Sounds good.
One hour, 15 minutes into today's spacewalk. Artemyev and Matveyev continue work to remove the first of a pair of thermal covers from the first of two end effectors, or hands, if you will, on the two-limbed European robotic arm that is mounted on the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module that you see here in the field of view.
Wire tie.
This thermal cover removal work, along with the removal of launch locks from the grapple mechanisms holding the two end effectors in place on launch points, as they are called, will enable the arm to move to base points or permanent grapple fixture points on Nauka, as the arm is then in time able to inchworm its way back and forth along the Russian segment of the International Space Station.
Okay. On your right, there should be a wire tie. Oh, you see it here is a wire. It's routed here on top. This particular wire. If it's routed through the whole thing, I give this to...
The International Space Station is flying just south of the Kamchatka Peninsula, south of Alaska, about to begin a northwest to southeasterly track that will carry the complex and its 11 crew members directly over Seattle.
Here you go. And here, I grabbed this one. Here we go, and let's pull. Hold on. Let's rotate it. That is just great. Let's rotate it over here, shall we? Okay, let's do it. Over here. Okay, that's great. Okay, next one. Shucks. Well, it got unwound. Okay, I know how to fix it. Okay, let us take a look. Here we go. Okay, hold on. Okay, yes. Here we go. Okay, 1, 2, it's not going anywhere. Okay, let's look at the next one. The next one is the one routed at the bottom. Okay, you can hold on to this one along the seam. Yes, let's move on along the seam. Cool. Okay. Oh, it looks huge. And this one, we'll grab that one. Okay, I got it. Okay, I will try to get to you. I can give you a push. Okay, let's move it a couple more centimeters. Okay, I think that will work as well. I think this is the one here. Oh, that's fine. That will work too.
There's an excellent view from a camera mounted in one of the windows in the service module of the International Space Station, the Zvezda service module, showing the two limbs of the arm and the two cosmonauts working in tandem to remove thermal covers and release launch locks on the first of two end effectors, or the hands, on the European robotic arm.
Slowly.
The object on the left side of your screen in this window view is the Soyuz MS-21 spacecraft, the vehicle that transported Oleg Artemyev, Denis Matveev, and Sergei Korsakov to the station for a docking to the Prичал node module back on March 18th.
So you got it? Yes, I think so. Okay, let's get the end I have, and you can hand me your end. Oh, Dennis, we had a comm dropout. Well, you see, we're rotating the wire. We are wrapping the wire around here slowly. Okay, copy. Where are we time-wise? Hold on, let me look it up. He does not want to tell it. So, the time is on our side. We're fitting into the timeline. You see, on the picture we saw one thing, and we're looking at it something totally different. Yes, it's obviously going to be a complicated operation. No, it's not complicated. It's just very interesting. Yes, this wire tie. You can pull that. You can pull it a little bit more. That's great. That is a totally different thing. That is great. It's going to be such a pack. But this is a very good cloth. It's a shame it has to be jettisoned. I think it can be very useful. I think we can use it in the service module.
Да, но это, конечно, нельзя, потому что
No, that is a no-go because you cannot bring this particular cloth inside. It is not designed for IVA use. Okay.
The two cosmonauts at the 1 hour, 24-minute mark are in the process of bundling up a thermal cover, preparing it to be jettisoned. This planned jettison will be retrograde from the direction of travel of the International Space Station. The analysis showing that it will have no impact or chance for recontacting the station itself.
Hold on. Here you go. I think it's close. That'll work. Okay, here you go. Here's the second one. Okay, not here. Hold on 1 second. Here it is. Here you go. Yeah, we can pull it. We can cinch it. I think it was a good cinch. It was a good pull. And we need to tighten it.
Олег, Денис,
Денnis, don't apply too much force. We're not applying too much force. No, we're not wasting our energy. We're just trying to make sure that it doesn't snag on anything, or we don't snag on it. Grab this one and pull it. Okay. We're going to go one after another. And it will fold just nicely. Do you think I can secure mine to my end to this one so it doesn't flop around anymore? I see. It's a cherished memory for me, so please don't jettison this one. So this is such a bundle. Inaudible. Okay, here we go. Do you have the dimensions? Okay, let's take a 5-minute break. No, we need to tie it up. Otherwise, Sergey will be mad at us. So we came here and we're actually resting. Denise, if you feel tired, go ahead and take a break. No. We are filling up with energy from tying up that particular wood pile. It's a shame you can't see it. I actually do see it on the monitor, and it is a huge bundle. Go ahead, guys, and take a break, and let's talk about the jettison process. Oleg, are you going to be the one jettisoning it? Whatever you say.
Well, let's do paper, scissors, and decide who, or we can take turns. We can take turns. Well, or we can actually cut it in two, and that will be a fair share. Each one will get their own turn. Let's actually keep it together and actually jettison it as one piece. The reds and the tethers that you secured, this huge bundle, do you have good access to those tethers? Would you be able to release them? Are you securing yourself to... No, it's a one-point tether secured. We have combined the bundle that we released first. Now it's one combined bundle. We're going to cinch it with one more wire tie, and that will make it one joint bundle together. We're going to use some particular wire that nobody needs. Could you hand me this wire? Nobody wants it. Do you need it? No, I don't. Okay, good. Whenever you're ready, I can untie it here. No, don't do it yet. Hold on to it now.
The two cosmonauts discussing the strategy for jettisoning a bundle of thermal blankets that covered portions of the European robotic arm. We've hit the 1 hour, 30-minute mark into today's spacewalk. The International Space Station is currently flying over northern Louisiana, moving from northwest to southeast.
And when Oleg is going to push it away, you hold on to him tightly to make sure the trajectory is straight. Okay, yes, we do need to make sure we jettison it in the right direction. It would be more comfortable for Oleg to push it away with both hands. So hold on to, Denise, hold on to Oleg when he's pushing it. Okay, copy, will do.
After you have jettisoned it, would you please follow the track of the bundle with your cameras? Yeah. Is the audience ready for this spectacle? Yes, of course. Everyone is watching it. Well, if the audience is there for the show, of course, we will oblige them. We are receiving, also, there is also the broadcast right now on NASA channel and other channels. So you can actually wave your hand and send a greeting to your loved ones. Yes, so that's what we are doing. We will probably be finished very late today, and we won't be able to call. It will be too late. And, our loved ones probably won't believe that we were working all this time. Well, we will send your family members the reference to the broadcasting. You cannot tell on the video who is who, actually, when we are in spacesuits. Now, Oleg, don't worry about that. All right, I think this small bundle is secured to the big one very nicely. It's like sewing process. That's what we are doing while we're attaching it. So which hook will be here, will be removed from here? Okay, so only one, the one that you have. Look at this job. I think we've done a beautiful job. I agree. Unintelligible. Okay, is this one or that one? That one probably will be the best option. And that one we will keep. Yes. All right. Of course, we cannot use the American tether for securing it. All right. So this one is being removed. Okay. So we are at the sunset, at the sunrise right now. The sun is coming out. You know, this wire tie is cannot hold it. You know, so only here some spot is left on top. Yes. Now, please inspect it carefully that everything is under control. Well, this lower ring should be tucked in. Okay, so there is a ring there. Okay, give it to me. Okay, here you go. And can you see it from the other side? You can actually secure it to anyone that you can see there. You know, the wire tie is so good. It's a shame to throw it away. You know, maybe we can keep it as a cherished memory or something. You know, guys, don't worry about that. We will give you another one, brand new. You know, the guy who invented this wire tie, he's a hero. So a lot of people were involved in that, I'm sure. Okay, Dennis, can you extend this one? Yes, that's great. Thank you. So we need to form the bundle from that side. You know, we can use this wire tie that I'm holding here. Yes, that's exactly what I want to do. Okay, let's pull it up a little bit. You know, you can move a little bit closer to me here. It will be more convenient to pull it up. That's it. Are you holding it? Stand by. Here you go. I think I should reattach the tether here. Yeah, there is antenna there. Be careful. Yes, thank you. Okay. Guys, if you're tired, take a break. I need to reattach the tether here.
И скажите, как вы себя чувствуете?
You can take a breather for a couple of minutes, guys. How are you feeling, by the way? You know, like we have just woken up and we are ready for the world.
Ну, давайте пару минут.
Okay, still, guys, take a breather for a couple of minutes.
Самое главное, чтобы Серега сейчас этот иллюминатор не открыл.
The most important thing, you know, that Sergey doesn't open the window to have a look at the bundle and at us.
Да, давайте вы пока отдыхаете.
Guys, so take a break.
Сейчас к вам на связь выйдет Сергей.
And Sergey will call you.
Понимали, что вы все друг друга слышите.
So that we can make sure that you can hear each other, all three of you. Yes, of course, we need to double check it. It will be very useful.
Отдыхайте и ждите Сергея.
So, guys, so wait for Sergey to call you and take a rest. All right.
Так, давай все-таки закончим это дело.
Okay, let's finish this business with the bundle.
Плохо его слышно, да?
You know, I cannot hear Sergey. Actually, he wouldn't talk to us for some reason.
Почему все к этой антенне тянет?
Сейчас нормально, ни за что не цепляешься.
Okay, right now there is no snag at anything, so it's good now, I think.
1 hour, 40 minutes into today's spacewalk, Oleg Artemyev and Denis Matveyev have rolled up thermal blankets into a bundle that they plan to jettison a short time from now. They've been working also to release the first of a number of launch locks holding the European robotic arm in place on the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module.
Very good now. We copy you loud and clear. Actually, I not only can hear you, but I can see you also very clearly. Well, we can wave our feet at you. You know, our best wishes to you, Sergey. Can you see what kind of a bundle we have concocted here? So I wonder how you will jettison this. And I will watch it, actually. You know, probably you will be there for 2 hours looking at us.
Олег, Денис, давайте уже будем приступать, готовиться к отталкиванию.
Олег, Dennis, let's get ready for the jettisoning of the bundle. So, 20 minutes unintelligible. Okay, stand by one, stand by one. Or it's kind of moving here. So just a little bit more and we will finish it.
О, другое дело.
That's a different matter at all. And Oleg, that's enough. That's sufficient.
Да, вот тебе достаточно.
Oleg, is it secured? Yes, I can cut the last strap. Go ahead and cut it. Okay. Let me retrieve the cutter. Okay, so that's maybe I should pull it up a little bit. Stand by one. It is cut. It is done. Okay, so nothing is holding it. No, just the tether that it is secured to. All right. So it's actually a nice bundle. nice and cozy. So you don't want to put anything here. Sergey, please be careful with the cutter. Yes, I'm putting it back very carefully.
Так. Отличненько.
Great.
Теперь надо понять, куда...
Now we need to understand the direction of the jettisoning. Okay.
Надо как-нибудь расположить.
So we need to position it so that it is...
Standing by for the jettisoning of the thermal blanket bundle. You just saw the view from Denis Matveyev's helmet camera just a moment ago. Now the reverse view from Artemyev's helmet camera.
Maybe you can push it in that direction towards the horizon, guys, towards the horizon. You mean in that direction, right? So where the batteries are directed to, where the arrays are looking at? Along the solar arrays. Олег, that's the vector. It's actually the opposite direction of the velocity vector. Okay, so if you just move, push it along the solar arrays, I think it will be fine. I can hold your feet, actually. So you see, the Earth is just moving in that direction. So I'm holding your feet, Oleg, and I am disconnecting. So I don't think we should jettison it towards the rays. No, Sergey and everybody else will be not happy about it. Okay, so please forget about solar arrays. All right, now. So in that direction, Dennis, so is it correct? Yes. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So it rotates a little bit. So the center of mass of gravity. All right, so it's the training drill before the satellite jettisoning. Okay. Now I am holding it. Okay. Sergey, do you give me a go to jettison the bundle? Yes, Oleg, it's a go. 3, 2, 1. Go towards the horizon.
And at 11:45 a.m. Central Time, this bundle of thermal blankets has been jettisoned by Oleg Artemyev.
You know, it is moving quite nicely. What about KPU? Did you connect it to the bundle? No. You want to carry it around, the KPU tool carrier? No, I watched, I looked at you and I didn't see the KPU tool carrier on you, Dennis. Олег, Dennis, great. So it was a good jettisoning. Now you will have to do go to the electronic boxes and unintelligible. All right. So reflectors now. For which reflector will you take picture of? Yes, these two, and then we will go out in our different ways and do something else. All right. Now I'm retrieving my camera now. Yes, it is a little bit lower there. Yes, that's right. This is it. I am switching on my...
With the jettisoning of the bundle of thermal blankets out of the way, the two cosmonauts, Artemyev and Matveyev, now will take photos of solar reflectors that exist along the side of electronic units that assist in the operation of the two end effectors on the European robotic arm. This will be the precursor to the actual detachment of the first of two end effectors, end effector number 2, from a grapple point on the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module.
Look at me. This is Dennis on my camera. And this is a reflector. That's it. So did you take picture of your reflector? Yes, that one that's on top. Okay, so I actually took picture of 2 and I took a picture of 1. This is Oleg talking. Now I have to deactivate the camera. Have you switched it off? Yes, I switched mine off. I can hold it. I'm trying. Okay, now what should we do next? We'll also take pictures during the next stage. Okay. So we will also have to go to the end effectors. So you are going in that direction and I'm going in the opposite one. And I thought we were going, both of you will release the locks. I thought we would go in one direction together. Sergei probably cannot hear us, or he would have told us long ago what to do. Oleg, Dennis, can you copy? Do you copy me? Yes, we do. And did you copy me before? No, we did not. All right, so there was kind of a issue with comms. Okay, so the handrail 4520 for you, that's when I am translating to. All right, reattach your tether here, okay? Oleg, once you are at the handrail 4577, please prepare your wrench, SKM wrench. Yes, I am next to the lock now. So let us make sure that it is exactly the lock that I need to release. Unintelligible. I'm preparing and retrieving the wrench, but don't do anything until you get a go, okay? Okay, Dennis, once you are at the handrail 4520, could you please report it that you're there?
смотри, ты после того, когда мы закончим работать на СТТ, идешь на поручень 42-2 Поэтому пока что
Dennis,
скафандра сориентируй в сторону тех районов.
after you're done with the STT launch grapple fixture, you will go to the handrail 4200. So please prepare your tethers to secure them to this handrail. And right now, could you please take a rest? And after that, you take a rest. And Oleg, once you have prepared your tool for work, report it to me. Okay? Will do. Oleg, don't do it yet. I'm doing nothing. I'm just, I have prepared it. This is the most hard part of the task. Oleg, so please take a break. So once we receive a go from the ground, Dennis, you will have to move to back off STT launch grapple fixture from KE to end effector. Okay. Take a break. Yes, of course, we are taking a break. Sergey, how we are to the schedule? Exactly to the schedule. You are on time. Sergey, it is actually thanks to you that we have so good and detailed cyclogram. All right, so far so good, Oleg. All right, I understand. We can actually, speed it up a little bit. Right now, you take a break, guys. Okay.
Я только сейчас увидел вот этот такой здоровенный, это Икарус. Это который вот с Прокопьевым, мы сказали, смотри, он здоровенный. Я видел. Это такая. Это как чехол, который мы откинули.
Yeah, so have you seen that huge thing? Like a bus, yes. All right, let us check it. Let us check the tools and bags that we have here. Yeah, so it will be very useful inspection. Sergey, at what step we are at the cyclogram? Step 13, 1-3, only 13. Okay.
Это у нас переход подготовка, включая СКМ. Ага.
Okay, so it is SKM activity. And so how long are we outside? 1 hour, 58 minutes is the EVA elapsed time. Okay, so we are lagging 5 minutes, actually. We're 5 minutes behind. Well, maybe we should cut off on the brakes? No. You should take brakes as prescribed. All right. Now, please get ready. Get ready for the task. We are ready. Oleg, what about the indicators on the tool? Are they aligned? Yes, they should actually be directed towards each other, correct? Yes, that's correct. All right. Now, guys, tell us how you're feeling. Well, actually, you know, it's our mood is celebratory. It's a great mood. We are feeling great, and the weather actually is absolutely fantastic. No clouds on the horizon. In 6 minutes, you will have the sunset. All right, thank you for that.
Wow, this is really big, right? So when you start translating there, make sure that you check it out and adjust as necessary. Okay. Let me turn around. We're gonna fix it now. What connector is it? This is the connector that's routed from the camera. Yes, 427-TK. This is name of this connector. TV guide is inaudible. Yes, I guess this is for the airlock camera, I guess. It will be great to cap it. Or is there a cap already? Oh. I see. So are we going to remove this camera as well? Well, let's study the timeline for now. So we're at step 13 now. We have completed the translation. And now we're standing by for the back off command for ST. Yes. So you're going to be dealing with the ST, and I will open the lock. And the handrail, inaudible, yes, there it is. And I'm supposed to translate to handrail 4533. Can you see that? Is it this one? Yes, there it is. It's a long walk over there. Indeed. What we're going to do, should we translate there right away? Well, in that case, we are not going to be working through the timeline. So we've been translating for a while, but there it is right underneath us. Well, not quite. I guess we could tap on it. Yes, I'm here.
This is Mission Control Houston, 2 hours, 6 minutes into today's spacewalk. Oleg Artemyev and Dennis Matveyev continue work with the European robotic arm. You can see it right there in this view from a camera mounted in a window in the Zvezda service module.
There it is, yes. That's the one.
Thermal blankets and a number of launch locks holding the arm's end effectors in place have been removed. Those thermal blankets were jettisoned by Artemyev a short time ago. The jettison maneuver was done retrograde to the direction of travel of the International Space Station. That bundle of blankets will burn up in the Earth's atmosphere.
Stand by.
After taking photos of solar reflectors near the end effectors, these are the two hands, if you will, of the 37-foot-long European robotic arm that is mounted in its launch position on the side of the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module. Inside the International Space Station, at a workstation, Sergei Korsakov is running through the initial procedures to send commands to a command panel that was mounted on the outside of the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module by Artemyev and Matveyev 10 days ago during their last spacewalk, the first in a series of spacewalks to begin the outfitting and activation of the robotic arm. The commands that Korsakov is in the process of beginning procedures to send to the arm itself through the control panel will detach the end effector number 2 from a grapple point on Nauka. It will back off from that grapple point just a short distance in an initial test of its ability to be commanded and for the cosmonauts to observe its motion.
Вот это американские причины, да?
What about this one?
Про светильники.
На сайт включил, и они горят.
Да?
Is it the USOS inaudible? Yes.
А у меня не горят, да?
And the
Да, это только нож.
well, these are not illuminated, right?
Сейчас вроде горели.
Нет, американский я не включал.
Не, а по-моему, ну-ка выключи наш.
I guess they're just turned off.
А, наши выключили?
Ну да, я посмотрю.
Our equipment is turned off? Well, mine is on. Okay.
Потом вместе пойдемте выключим.
So we're going to turn it off later then.
Попробуем.
We'll give it a try. When you were releasing the launch locks, so you're saying that the detent was sticking out, and then in the end, when you were done, it was already sunk in? Yes, it was sticking out by about a centimeter first, and then in the end, it was less than a millimeter.
Хорошо, сейчас.
Okay. Okay, we'll do now.
До черной метки.
2 black lines.
Угу. Хорошо.
And
Надавить, да?
do your best. Should I push them? Yes, just push it all the way in as much as you can.
Так, сейчас. Не ближе тогда.
Okay, stand by.
Может, по нему подстукнуть?
Should I tap on it? Oh, did you push it all the way in? Well, I didn't tap on it, but I can do that if you'd like. No, Oleg, do not tap on it. Just try to push it in as much as you can. So away the tool, and you can move away now. Okay, I have moved away. And if possible, could you please take a photograph of the interface?
Хорошо.
All right.
Хорошо. Прямо сейчас фотографировать или просто у меня...
Do you want me to do it now? Because the hatch tool is already retrieved. It's right here. The tool. Please stow away ERA 3 tool.
Убралась.
It is stowed away. And please photograph the interface where you install the ERA 3 tool and also the grapple mechanism. Okay. Okay, so do I have to remove the SKM tool then?
Нет, пока оставь, или тебе мешает?
No, just keep it as is, because I don't think that is going to let you take photographs. Well, I can't do it right now, because if I pull on it, then the lock is going to be released. Okay, Oleg, no need to do anything, or I have to take photographs. I'll just take a break now, and while waiting the checkout.
Как себя чувствуешь?
How are you feeling?
Хорошо.
This is Denise. Feeling well?
Отлично. Олег, ты?
How about you, Oleg? Have you been able to recover?
Да, вообще готовы вертеть.
Yes, and we are ready to rotate the tools.
Работы пройдут, должна произвестись отстыковка концевого сектора от СТТ.
Okay, stand by for the other activities to be completed, including the disconnection of the sector from the STT.
Денис, у меня зажглись?
This is my equipment illuminated. The one on the left is on. Okay.
Вот тут вот.
Не, я имею в виду, что там две же лампочки.
I mean, there are lights there on that side as well, so on both sides. So the one on the left, you were saying is on? Yes, okay.
Ключ ERA 3 можешь уже убрать, он тебе...
And you can go ahead and stow away ERA 3 tool. You do not need it anymore.
Там надо посильнее вдавить, чтобы он вообще не торчал.
Should we push it in all the way, even more, to make sure that it does not protrude at all? Well, I tried doing that, and it just wouldn't go in any further.
Денис, пока отдыхаем.
Oleg, Dennis, take a break now. Okay.
This is Mission Control Houston, 2 hours, 17 minutes into today's spacewalk. Oleg Артемьев and Dennis Matveyev are working their way through a number of procedures in an intricate spacewalk designed to allow the European robotic arm that is mounted on the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module to make its first tentative steps away from its moorings. The two cosmonauts removed thermal covers from the end effectors, the two hands, on the two limbs of the European robotic arm. This is very much like the Canadarm2 robotic arm on the U.S. segment of the International Space Station. The end effectors used to grapple objects, whether they be payloads or vehicles. We're now standing by for Sergei Korsakov, who is the intravehicular crew member working from a control panel inside the multipurpose laboratory module, Nauka, to send the commands that will enable one of the two end effectors to detach itself from a grapple point on Nauka.
Олег, Денис, как меня слышите?
Олег, Денис, how do you read me?
Отлично.
Excellent.
У нас тут небольшое совещание.
Какие новости?
Do you have any updates for us?
Я думаю, что это надо со всех сторон это как бы расфиксировать, тогда все будет работать.
So I guess once we release it all from all the sides, it will be operational.
Или мы не туда ткнули?
Но нет, он только один.
Where did we insert in the wrong place? No, there's only one place, one tool.
Да, хорошо, что теплые носочки одели.
It's a good thing we have socks on.
У меня там место еще есть пару таких одеть.
And I still have a couple pairs left.
Перезагрузи свои камеры.
Oleg, please reboot your cameras.
Хорошо.
Okay.
Включил хеку.
Hacker is on.
Да? Перезагрузил.
Reboot is completed.
Олег, ожидаем картинки.
Copy, Oleg, and we're standing by to get the video from your camera.
еще где-нибудь надо нажать?
So, do I have to press on something else somewhere?
Да сколько еще кислорода?
278.
What's your oxygen reading? How much do you have left? 278.
Напряжение сколько?
What about voltage? Oleg, yes, go ahead.
Давай еще раз ключом ERA-3
Oleg,
в интерфейс.
let's try again using the ERA-3 tool and insert it into the lock.
Этот ключ и попробуй приложить
Install the tool and try applying more force.
Как понял меня?
Oleg, did you copy?
Да. По команде готов.
Yes. On your go, I will insert the tool and try to apply more force. Yes, go ahead and install it, Oleg.
Установил.
It's done.
Старайся как-то прям вот посильнее туда вдавить его.
And try to push it in even more with more force.
По-моему, что-то туда вдавилось.
I think I got it.
Чуть-чуть хорошо, пошел еще.
I think it's moving well now.
Все, все.
That's it.
Все. Да, давай я буду.
Ну, такой же.
Okay, let me do it. I guess it's the same one.
Давай я тебя буду держать.
Okay, I will be holding you.
Вот так вот возьму.
Угу. Давай.
I guess go ahead.
Ну, там ничего не поменялось, то есть он как зашел.
Well, still the same, nothing changed. It's
Может, мы не туда тыкаем?
in the same configuration. Is it possible that we're inserting it in the wrong lock?
Ну, это РМ.
Ну да.
And on the other side it says not well.
Убирай ключ.
Okay, Oleg, throw away the tool.
Ничего не делайте, отходите в сторону.
Stand down for now.
Отдыхайте пару
You
минут.
can take a break now. You can rest for a couple of minutes. Sergey, are you getting the video from my camera?
Пожалуйста, еще раз.
Dennis, say again.
Камера видно?
Вот с моей камеры.
Are you getting the video from my camera? This is Denise. Yes, I can see you. Yes, I can see you both. Wow.
Этот, что?
Отверстие.
Я вижу этот шток.
Yes, I see the detent, but it's hard to see what configured is in because of the glare. How about now? Can you move closer? Okay.
Так вот.
Свечивается.
Excellent.
Пониже, чуть пониже.
Lower, a bit lower.
И Сася, один светильник выключить.
And you can turn off one of the lights.
Это только Олег, если сможет.
Давай, давай.
Well, that's up to Oleg if he can do that. Is it off? Do I have to turn it off? Yes. Can you turn it off?
Олег, Денис, отходите от концевого сектора, сейчас будет команда выдаваться.
Oleg, Denise, please move away from the end effector because the command is about to go through.
Ты на СТТ,
Okay, copy.
на поручень 4577.
And Oleg, you're at handrail 4577. Yes, we're clear now. And this is Denise. I'm also clear from the end effector. Copy. And the hooks are secured.
This is Mission Control Houston. 2.5 hours into today's spacewalk, Oleg Artemyev is continuing work with his tools to release launch locks, holding the two European robotic arm end effectors in place on the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module. Sergei Korsakov, the third of the three cosmonauts on the Expedition 67 crew, is working inside Nauka, the multipurpose laboratory module, at a control panel, standing by for Artemyev to complete the release of the launch locks before he sends commands that would detach end effector number 2, one of the two end effectors or hands on the European robotic arm, from its grapple point on Nauka.
To Oleg from the airbag.
Денис, секунду, подожди пока.
Stand by 1 second. Standing by. So keep it close somewhere, get ready, and you need to pull it out as when you can. Okay, stand by for 1 minute. Okay, waiting it. Stay waiting. Okay, getting ready.
Выхода из тени 8 минут.
We have 8 minutes until the end of the eclipse.
Хорошо.
Okay, copy.
Стали?
Что?
Could you repeat your last?
Не устали?
Are you tired? Did you ask us something? No, we're not. Just the opposite.
Сергей, а там вот напротив...
Sergey, across the handrail, there is another opening that where TRM is also released and captured. Do we need to insert it into that opening as well? No, just into the TRM itself. The one you're looking at, that's we're going to install Area 3 on there. Maybe we can do it right away? No, Oleg, don't do anything right now.
Хорошо.
Денис, передавай Олегу ключ.
Dennis, give Oleg the Area 1 tool, the brace for drills. We need to remove SKM over there. Yes, remove SKM so it doesn't get in the way. And take the ERA 1 tool. Set up the, input the setting of 1.5 Newton meter. Okay, copy, taking the SKM, setting the 1.5 settings. I'm going to remove it. I removed that particular knife. So give me that brace for the drill. Is it secured? Yes, I have it secured. Verify that it's 1.5.
Олег, надо смотреть.
Oleg.
Олег, значит, устанавливаем ключ.
Set the wrench.
Да, и в сторону он не блокирует.
It's not going to block anything there. And you need to release it 1.5 turns to release. Okay, copy. So for release. Yes, I heard you. I set that wrench. Did it work? Well, you're going to hold it. Yes, it worked. How many turns? 1 turn? It's, in this case, are you creating the torque, or is that wrench rotating? Well, I made 1 turn, and then it started spinning. Oleg, overall, there should be 10 turns. Do I need to turn or not yet?
Денис, вы меня слышите?
Denise, Oleg, do you hear me?
Было прерывание.
Yes, I'm able to hear you. Oleg, you need to make 10 turns in the direction of releasing it. Okay, well, I thought you said 1. Okay, got it. First, you need to do 1, and then 10 more. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you can pull the wrench out and then place it in the capo kit. Okay, you can grab it. This particular brace for the drill. So do you think we can work with all the openings like that? You can tuck it into the capo. Denise, do not place it into the capo yet. You can keep it nearby. Well, you don't need to put it into the pouch. Yes, I put it in. That's great. You can take your positions, one on the ST, on the stroller. Well, we never left the spot anyway. We have 1 minute until the end of the eclipse. Should we prepare the SKM wrench? Hold on yet. Okay, copy. We'll wait. The sun is rising. When you were rotating that particular wrench,
Нет. Вот когда первый раз ставил, он где-то вот пару раз прокрутился.
So,
Вот эти, когда я крутил, то
when I was
10 оборотов.
rotating, I got 10 turns and there were no issues. Did you have to apply a major force? No. 1.5 newtons per meter. So what I would do, I would go into release it and make sure you have it available. You see, it's holding on to the base point here. Okay. Sergey, is your helmet camera sending the video?
This is Mission Control Houston. Oleg Artemyev using a power tool to apply a bit more force in releasing a launch lock for end effector number 2, one of the 2 hands for the 37-foot-long European robotic arm that is mounted on the side of the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module.
So it feels warm. So this must be CSS coming on. So I think CSS came on.
Денис, Олег, как меня слышно?
How did you read me? Go ahead. Yes, I read you loud and clear. No, it's not CSS. Well, you see, there is background noise that sounds like CSS. Yes, it's in the way. Everybody's bothered by this background noise. Sergey, are you receiving video from our cameras, or do we need to restart them? We are seeing the camera view. The helmet camera view? Yes, I can see you through your cameras, and overall I see you through window 9 camera, through the ISS cameras. Oh, I see. I think there is a button to press somewhere. I think somebody left the button pushed on. After I made 10 turns, I think that button got depressed. Inaudible.
Олег, Денис.
In 6 minutes, we'll have an hour. There will be an LOS. Okay, copy all.
Предупреждаю, чтобы вы были в курсе, что я могу пропадать.
Just letting you know that we will probably, you will probably lose us. Should we inspect the antenna for now?
Мы сейчас ждем работы Сергея.
No, right now we're waiting for Sergey to complete his step. Okay, copy. Here we go. Somebody did release the button. Again, we hear the noise. Inaudible.
Олег, Денис, сейчас, возможно, попадем в зону плохой связи.
We're going to have an LOS time interval, so you might not be able to hear us. Okay, copy all. Copy. So we will only perform steps on your go.
заметил, а сколько вы вышли?
Inaudible.
Где-то на полчаса опоздали. 3, около 3.
I think about 3 hours.
О, хорошо.
Oh, now it sounds really good.
Олег, Денис, стоим.
Oleg, Dennis, please stand by and